Good morning, Good Shepherd family. It's Wednesday, June the 10th, and I'm happy you could join us for the moment if you're on Facebook Live. Happy to have you be with us. Welcome to all of you. If you want to see this later from our website or on YouTube, you're happy to. Well, we're drawing nearer, and today I'm mindful that there is a time of transition coming sooner rather than later. And so I wanted to just speak to that again as things are happening and as things are changing. When I was, I think I was in the eighth grade. One of the first albums that my brother bought and came into our house was by a group called the Byrds. And the name of the album was called Turn, Turn, Turn. And they had a hit song that summer named Turn, 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 based on Ecclesiastes. Uh, Very familiar passage. And I wanted to share that with you today. One is a reminder that things do change, that things pass. Two, that God is in the midst of that change and is with us through it. And three, there is hope for that future because we entrust it into the care and loving hands of a God who is constant in faith and compassion and unconditional love. So I wanted to share that with you and take just a moment to comment on it. So listen for the word of the Lord. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, and a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, and a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, and a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. The writer goes on and says, well, then what do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is a gift from God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it. Nothing can be taken away from it. God does it so that people will be in fear of him. Careful about that word fear. Awe, respect, love. Whatever, and here's the thing I love. Whatever is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past to account. In other words, God is in the midst of all changes in the passage of time. God is in the midst of everything that seems uncertain to us, for God has seen the future and known it. So here we are. As we come to the transitions, I will continue to send our devotions out for next week. And we are looking forward to Wally Williams coming and to welcome him. I have to confess, I am now on the to-do list. I have a page where I keep writing things down as I think of them and draw through them of what I need to do. The office is pretty well cleared out. We paint tomorrow. We're getting ready for the transitions, but God is in the midst of that, and I have no fear for Good Shepherd, and I am excited for what the future holds. So I want to encourage you to stay engaged with the church. I want to encourage you to recognize this is all part of just the change that comes that humans experience. And there is a time for us to have been apart, and there will be a time when we come together again. I encourage you to have faith and trust and patience in that future that God holds. And when that time comes, we as a church, Good Shepherd, will gather. And what a day that will be, and a celebration. And so I encourage you to stay the course, stay strong, stay committed, hang on, and those times will come. For it's like the scripture says, all things will change and all things will come to pass. And God has already seen it. God is already involved in it. So it gives me a moment just to say quickly here how much I've loved being a part of this church, being a pastor here, and being a part of the life of this church. And I want to encourage you to stay engaged into what's going to happen next. I believe Wally will bring great gifts and leadership. I think things are poised for a great future for our church, but only if you're willing, only if you're committed to staying and being a part of it. So I invite you to do that. Continue in your giving, continue in your support, continue in your service whenever you're called upon, the opportunity to be leaders, the opportunities to be servants. All of these things will serve the time of change. And as this church moves into the future, I pray God's richest blessings upon it. And I know that God has great things in store for Good Shepherd. In the meantime, I'm still packing. I'm still sorting. I'm still getting ready. For I know that though the times they are changing, as the seasons are turning, they will come around again, and God is in the midst of everything. There is no place that God cannot be. There is no time God cannot occupy. There is nothing beyond the reach of God. And I believe God invites us to stay in that place and to wait patiently, persevering, and with confidence and faith. Take care. I'll see you down the road. I probably will see it whether I do another event next week. But in the meantime, look for the devotionals. We will send those out. Blessings upon you, and I will talk to you later. God bless you.